Howdy again, it's Tubalcain and something a little bit different today. Well, I recently traveled to California to the bash at Stan's. I just had a wonderful time, but it was very eventful on the way home. First of all, as we got into O'Hare Airport, it had been raining, so there weren't any gates available, so we had to taxi around the runway, and I was held captive on an aluminum tube for 90 minutes till a gate opened up. Finally got off. Well, now it's about midnight, and alright, so my driver came, picked me up. Well, we hit a deer on the way home about 25 miles from here. Luckily it hit the side of the car and didn't knock the headlights out because it was dark. And then when I got home here finally, my wife's was up and she said, it's 1:30 now in the morning, and she said the water heater's leaking. So it was just one thing after another. So got my work cut out for me today. Well, I installed this water heater 25 years ago, so I'm not complaining at all about the service, but this reminds me, of course, of one of my favorite movies, The Incredible Shrinking Man. You remember where he was underneath the water heater, living in a matchbox. He was so small, like Noah down there, and the water heater started dripping, which was quite a catastrophe when you're only that tall. Let's get started. Safety first, so I will turn off the gas. This is a natural gas heater. You may have to turn yours off at some other point in the basement. Now, do not attempt something like this unless you're qualified for it, because there is some danger, not much, but I've done a lot of these, and this is a how-to video on how to change a water heater. Now, I have to drain this heater, but sometimes these valves are clogged. So let's see what's going to happen. I'll hook up a hose to it. Alright, it does seem to flow alright, so I'll hook up a hose and run it to the floor drain. The water has been running toward the floor drain, and believe me, that's about the only place in this basement where the floor is pitched correctly, because this house was built by Daryl and his other brother Daryl. Well, it's flowing nicely. That'll take about 15 minutes. And there's the new heater. $440. Same brand, Reliance, from Menards, and you know what? That was pretty reliable, so that's why I bought another one. That doesn't mean that this other one will last 25 years. I told the man I only want one with a 3-year warranty, because that's my lifetime. That's a lifetime warranty to me. And next I need to turn off the water supply. Well, 25 years ago I put in a couple of valves up here, and they are gate valves, not globe valves. Don't use globe valves, but this is the cold, this is the hot, and I will turn them both off. And the beauty of that is I don't have to turn off the water to the entire house, so the toilets work. I'll take my time on this, probably take me 3 hours, I don't know. It'll take at least 3 trips to the hardware store. But I need to loosen one of these so that I don't have an airlock. Now it'll drain faster. 25 years ago, they made this in this height. This is called a short or a low water heater. The new one is about 1.5 inches higher, so I suppose that all of my pipes and everything here is going to be a problem for me. I'm sure it will be. When I did this 25 years ago, I bought these, whatever you call these. I'm sure I'll have to buy new ones. This one might be alright. Notice there's no corrosion here, but there was electrolytic action over on the other side here. I had thought about buying an electrolytic fitting at the time, but I thought, nah, no need. Well, I can't even get it off now. I'll probably have to saw this off. Now I'll disconnect the gas. Now I need to save all these fittings as well. put them on the new unit. Use your flare wrenches if you have them. Boy, that one was tight. This is the overflow from the pop-off valve. Now I will remove the venting, and I may or may not use this because, see, this was the old 6-inch chimney here from the furnace, but I have a new furnace that is ventless or uses the plastic pipe, so I may change this. We'll see how it goes. Alright, the tank is empty and I can move it out of the way. By the way, one of my pet peeves is when people call them hot water heaters. They are cold water heaters, if you want to know the truth, but more commonly just a water heater. Well, there it is, gray in color. Notice that it's a little higher than the other one, even though it's still on the cardboard down there. But look at all the warnings on there compared to the old one. Matter of fact, that's kind of scary. I better call a plumber and just pay the 40 bucks to have it put in. And it's got the pop-off valve on it, so I don't have to take the other one off. $205 a year to run it. Yeah, right. And there's a receipt for the old one, $158 plus tax. Now it's $410, but that's 25 years ago. Well, I'm back from lunch, and I have the heater in place. Put this pipe on. It's in a different position than before. Doesn't matter. But the real problem here, and I do have to go down to Ace Hardware, is how I'm going to hook up the vent. And I already fastened this on with 2 screws. That was separate. So my plan here is to cut this off, the 6-inch pipe off approximately right here, probably move this cap right here into a new position, and using a short piece of 3-inch pipe and the elbow, run it up directly into this. So we'll see how that works, and I'll get back to you. I am going to go downtown and buy 2 new connectors. Be sure and use pipe dope or Teflon tape when you put your fittings together, and make sure you use black pipe, not galvanized. Now there is a galvanized cap on the bottom, but that's not going to hurt anything. Tighten it up real well, no leaks. Well, I'm back from the hardware store, and I really couldn't get the fittings that I wanted, but I guess this is going to be the game plan here, that I'll cut this off someplace in here after I measure, and then run a short length of pipe up here, 3-inch, which I already have down on the floor. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's going to take about a half hour, and then I'll get back to you.
Quit talking to you.
Okay, I've been down to the hardware store and I bought some fittings here, and I've got an elbow and a short piece of pipe here and an adapter. I'm putting in a couple screws to hold it in place, and then I can put the feed lines on, which I bought, and it was $40 worth of parts, by the way. Well, that completes the installation. You can hear it filling with water right now. I used one of the old tubes, and this is the new one. I still got to put these on. So after that fills up, I'll go ahead and light the thing and make sure it works, check for leaks, get back to you, and then conclude this video. Now, do not attempt to do this if you are not a qualified plumber. Be sure and check your local codes and have your neighbor who's a plumber check your work. Make sure that it's done properly. Before you light the pilot, make absolutely sure there are no gas leaks. Now, you're going to smell that, but another good way of doing that to check for leaks is to use some of this leak locator. It's Child's Bubble solution will work too, just with an acid brush, and run it around all of your fittings here to make sure that you have absolutely no leaks. Well, I've already done that, and I have lit the pilot light. In fact, the main burner is running, so I'm waiting to see if the heat is right. I'm sure it is. I just put it on low. And then I will check for leaks up in this area. The valves, the stem on the valve on the left up high was leaking, so I tightened the packing. And we'll see how it is in the morning. I'll get back and conclude this video. Good morning, it's the next day. Now, several things. First of all, I did put the foam insulation over the pipes that was provided. Make sure that you have at least 2 or 3 screws in each joint on your galvanized pipe. You don't want that to come loose. That can kill you. The gas leak can kill you. So those are the things you got to watch. Alright, I got good hot water. Just shaved here a few minutes ago. And shower as well, of course. And no leaks at all. Feel all of the fittings. If there's any moisture at all, you can instantly feel it. So this baby is ready to go and serve me for the rest of my life, probably. You can do this too. This is tubalcain saying so long for now.